By playing a tower defense game, we will train to push our limit by an estimated time of a massive enemy number. Tower defense always makes an interesting result based on the strategy we use it for. The moment we place or deploy the hero in the right position will create a crucial result at the end. So, we must think about the strategy twice faster or even 3 times faster before the next waves coming up. Please help this video to get to 100 likes by tapping the like button. Thanks! Top 10 Best Tower Defense Games for Android iOS. Amazing gameplay of the best TD games for mobile. You can support this channel and send us a special thanks. Corelight. Corelight. This is my favorite tower defense game when it's released on global because I get a great experience playing it. The gameplay is pretty easy to understand. We can deploy the hero but need a certain amount of the energy on every hero. The energy will recharge by itself consistently and frequently, and I love how fast it's increasing. So we can deploy the hero faster as well as the enemy's level. The main goal is we need to destroy the enemy's tower that has a different amount of health points. The higher stages level we reach, it will determine how much the enemy's tower HP will have. The combat mechanism of Corelight is we cannot move the hero, we are only able to lock the enemies by unleashing the skill. Surprisingly, it doesn't have any visual effect skill. I hope the developer will add the skill showcase to attract more players to enjoy the combat. All of the heroes are chibi design. This design is perfectly done by the hero's movement, looks pretty cute and fun to play as well. Every hero will have their own voiceover to represent the hero's characteristic. Corelight is the best tower defense game for Android iOS. As Echoes. As Echoes. Let me tell you before you download this game, make sure you listen to me on how the game size will need to download every single game's data in game. So this is one of the biggest size of the tower defense game. It's more than 10 GB in full data. So before you download it, I would like to describe how interesting the gameplay is. We'll deploy a hero of a different number. Each time we come into stages, they all will have a hero's fighting style like support, melee combat, and range combat. Make sure we put the right composition to create a great synergy and we can defend our tower easier. The combat mechanism of As Echoes is we can move the hero into a specific area and unleash the skill. By moving the hero, then we can aim or lock the target as we want it. The skill showcase will be shown randomly. Sometimes we will not see the visual skill and it will make the game run faster. Even though this game has a huge size, but it's a really good game on a mid-range points. As Echoes is the best new upcoming anime tower defense games for Android iOS. Siba Wars. Siba Wars Tower Defense TD. Probably this game will become the smallest size on this list. I can't see why it's happening because the game only has a few features to do, which means we cannot do many things in the lobby to make our hero become stronger. In fact, it will make a newbie will love to play it and become casual gameplay. We don't need to try hard on it, and of course the game will run more fun. It has 485 MB. There is no in-game data we need to download, so I guarantee your low-spec phone will run perfectly. The gameplay of Siba Wars Tower Defense TD is we need to defend our area from the monster that will respawn in every wave. We can deploy the hero only when the spirit energy is enough to fill up the hero's cost energy. Every hero can unleash the skill just by tapping the characters, but we cannot aim the enemy for the skill because it will lock randomly. This is the best small size tower defense games for Android iOS. Tamira. Tamira or Alien Das Tamira. I guarantee none of you know this game exists for mobile. In fact, it has been released for a specific region only. But we can download the game freely now. The game is taking place in a futuristic era, so we will face an enemy with a robotic form. The game doesn't have any autoplay, so we need to play it manually and don't let the enemy pass through of our way in. Make sure to block the enemies by placing the hero in the right spot to stop the enemy's movement and facing our hero. I love the graphic of each hero. It is really good and super detailed. It has an anime art style with 3D models. In combat, we can change the perspective point of view, but we cannot do a zoom in. The combat mechanism of Tamira or Alien Dodge Tamira is we'll get a purple orb each time we kill the enemy. It's for unleashing the skill, which the skill will consume this orb. Mostly it will cost about 2 pieces. This is the best tower defense 3D games RPG for Android. Age of Frostfall. Age of Frostfall. This game still exists until now, no matter what year it is. I'm pretty sure this game will still have his own new fans. This is one of the best tower defense games. The strategy reminds us of fighting in the war of a battlefield. Every hero we deploy will have their troops that will always follow the leader. All of the leaders will have a special abilities that will consume some energy, and the hero will lock the enemy randomly. So timing is the best strategy to unleash it, especially when the enemy approaching us. Honestly, the graphics are extremely clear and detailed in many aspects. I love every hero's voiceover that has really represent their strength and power. In combat, I feel like the enemy's waves are too fast, which is a great deal for a higher tension gameplay. Besides defending our base, we can also do different features like recruiting the heroes, building up the city, and of course trying to raise different types of a dragon. Overall, this is the most played tower defense game, which downloaded over 1 million players. 7 Hearts. 7 Hearts. Only less than 1 GB, you already have a tower defense game with a storyline base. The game will show you the story before we start the combat and also after finishing the combat. But in a short prologue, it's up to you to follow it or just skip it. The graphics are really good. I love how the character design of every Knik we have, especially the horse Knik seems pretty strong. The gameplay of 7 Hearts is every troops will be unlocked at the beginning, so we can summon those heroes in the battle. Each of the heroes will have a different strength and differences in durability. We don't need to touch their skill because we are only able to manage which hero we should summon. We can do so many things like participating in the PvP, increasing rune system, getting into the dungeon to collect a variety of goods. 7 Hearts is the best tower defense games Android iOS for low-end phones or mid-range phones. Time Defenders. Time Defenders, one of my favorite games tower defense with an amazing characters design at all. Every single hero has a great armor and weapon looks. I totally enjoy the visual of the hero's appearance. The combat mechanism of Time Defenders is super smooth and work perfectly now, without any laggy issues. Because the developer has been pretty active on updating the game several times, we can easily get a higher grade of tier level heroes through gacha now. I compare it now the developer increasing the gacha rate, which it will make a newbie player get a lot of help by this update. The combat mechanism is we can play so many heroes in the team, but you must be surprised at how many enemies will force us so massive. We can activate the skill and drag it into the area that we want to unleash. I highly recommend you to speed up the games twice to give a great game experience. This is absolutely the best tower defense anime games for Android iOS. Knik. Knik. This is one of the best tower defense game of all time. Seriously, the game has downloaded over 5 million players and consistently keep his high score of 4.5 stars. Such an amazing achievement. The best game tower defense on mobile that is playable for any level of devices. The combat mechanism is so simple and has a small arena battle that makes the player finish the combat faster. We can place the hero and should pick the best direction to lock the target. The gacha rate is the main point why the players are still playing this as the best tower defense game on mobile, because we can easily get a 5-star heroes by doing a common summon. To build up the hero, we can easily obtain the materials throughout the dungeon. Love how the voiceover of each hero. It has a Japanese and Korean voiceover, but the main problem is the game size is quite high. It's about 6 GB plus. When you download this game, I guarantee you will never regret it. The best tower defense games for Android iOS. Counterside. Counterside. This is a great game of tower defense. Honestly, I feel like it has a different game style because we are playing closely between our ship as our tower that we should defend. The combat mechanism lets the player always respawn multiple times. It doesn't matter how many times we die on the battlefield because we can manage the hero to summon repeatedly. This skill showcase is the main point why I love it. The visual effects are really strong with a great flashy skill. The level of the difficulty is quite hardcore. The enemy will push our tower faster by summoning more troops. We can aim the targets with the ultimate skill, but all of the heroes will unleash their skill by themselves, so we don't need to worry about it. We just need to think on which side we should deploy the hero and let the hero lock the closest target. This is the best tower defense game for Android iOS. Knikore Sword of Kingdom. This game always comes with a different game's publisher. I noticed several times if the game suddenly disappears on the Play Store. Hopefully this is his last version of the game's update. I love how the game is really good in combat. It has an element impact that is based on the element strength and weakness that we need to notice. But also there is a strong chain attack that will give a powerful damage to multiplying your power. When you feel you are strong enough, then you must participate in the arena and see how far you can manage against another teams. In the game, we must look for deploy points. This area is where we can summon a new hero or troops. The closer deploy points, it will determine how far we can conquer the stages. Knikore Sword of the Kingdoms is the best game tower defense for Android iOS. Kingdom Wars. Bonus Kingdom Wars. This is one of the best offline tower defense games and probably the legendary game tower defense. I'm pretty sure many of you have ever played it and are looking for this game as your childhood TD games. The game has a super small size, just less than 100 MB. The combat mechanism is super simple. We need to deploy the hero and cost some stamina. The stamina will recharge frequently. At the beginning stages, we can kill the enemy faster and their enemy seems pretty weak. But if you think they are too strong, then try to tap the arrow cannon to unleash the area of effect skill. Even though it has a pixel art visual, but the game is super addictive. Kingdom Wars is the best tower defense game for Android iOS. Hi, I hope you all enjoyed this video of the top 10 best tower defense game for Android iOS. Amazing gameplay of the best TD games for mobile. Please help this video get 200 likes. See you on the next video. Thanks.